It's Seltzer Time. Hey, what's up, Worcester? Welcome to Worcester's first podcast about the city of Worcester, I guess.
Yeah. And Seltzer. And
Seltzer and
everything awesome in the city.
Everything that's rad. I'm Ricky, the man behind Seltzer Time Official, a.k.a. Dick Chuck, a.k.a. the guy at the dive bar.
And I'm Travis, owner and operator of Hunchback Graphics and all-around Worcester aficionado. No, all-around Worcester cheerleader.
All right.
That sounds better. That sounds more...
It's nice.
I know tons of people that know way more about this city than I do.
Dude, same. So what's up, man?
Not too much. Thank you for having me as part of your Seltzer Time brand. Nope. That sounds awesome.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Thanks for being a part of it.
Dude, I'm honored. I'm absolutely honored.
Nice. So
I've been cracking seltzers trying to practice.
Dude, it's all about the one hand. You have thumb on one side, ring finger on the other, use your middle finger to crack it open.
So for those who don't know what Seltzer Time is, what is Seltzer Time?
Seltzer Time started as me bringing seltzer to work every day, and the girl that I shared an office with, after like a couple months of every day hearing me open seltzer, she would just start yelling, like, it's Seltzer Time! Seltzer Time! And it became a thing with like her and I, and like the rest of the office would be like, oh, here we go. So then I used to run social media for a company. I started just posting it on the Snapchat, like just be like a Snapchat of the seltzer can. I'd open it, and then you just hear Emily, it's Seltzer Time. So then after like a couple more months of just that, to keep things exciting, we'd go out to like the shop or different parts of the office, or if we were at a show or whatever, and we'd do Seltzer Time there. Just kind of took off, and kids from all over the world were hitting me up like, when's Seltzer Time?
All over the world.
Yeah. It was so I used to work for a custom drum company, and they made drums for people all over the world. And we had like kind of close to like 3,000 Snapchat followers, I guess you would say. And so it was only on Snapchat. I never did it on the Instagram or anything like that. So it kind of had this like a relatively small community, but it became like a part of everybody's day, where I would log out on a Friday when I was leaving work, and I wouldn't log back into Snapchat until Monday morning for the company. And yeah, I'd have a whole bunch of snaps from kids from all over the world sending me pictures of like a Coca-Cola can or like a bottle of water, and they would just use the little writing tool and write Polar Seltzer on it. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and like they don't Polar in, Germany or whatever. And yeah, kids would just hit me up like, oh, it's Seltzer Time. Or like if there was a kid from a place that Polar distributed to, they'd be the grocery store and they'd send me like a picture of seltzer, like Seltzer Time. So it was kind of weird. It had nothing to do with drums. It was just like this weird inside joke thing that
kind of grew organically.
Yeah. So we did that for a while, and then when I left there, I started getting hit up from kids who were like, oh, hey, like, we noticed you're not there anymore, but like, we really miss Seltzer Time. Like, we already follow my personal Instagram. I'll just do it on there. I figured I'd do it for a little while, and it would just kind of like fade away. Luckily for me, I live in Worcester, where Polar is, so everybody here already drinks it.
The land of seltzer.
Yeah, I couldn't have been any luckier. Like, I guess it would be different if I liked like Schweppes or something, but I just use Polar because it's around, it's everywhere. And
how long have you been drinking seltzer? Like, are you a lifelong seltzer fan?
No, not even close. I mean, I don't really drink soda anymore. It's kind of not my thing.
Fair.
But yeah, so I just started drinking that. Keep the bubbles, keep it refreshing, and
keep them bubbles.
It's all about the bubbles.
It's all about that rise.
Boom. But yeah, then people around the city started doing it. Like, I have friends who own other businesses, and like Nate from North Main Provisions. I remember he was like one of the first ones to like do a Seltzer Time on his account. I was like, oh yes. So I made an Instagram handle just for the seltzer videos, kind of as a way to like explain to people why I do, like what this is.
Right.
And for a while it was only just videos of me opening cans of bubbly water. And then I started being like, oh, well, I hang out at Table Talk and I'll open them there. Or I hang out at Crust, I'll open one there. And working at the Dive, I'd open it there. And kind of like bring back that excitement of changing it up every day.
Sure.
But
so keeping an original kind of silly idea, but making it fresh and reinventing itself.
Yeah, exactly. And then now it's like, it's not like my stamp of approval, but I pretty much only Seltzer Time at places that like I would tell my friends to go to.
Okay.
So I'm very excited because Simjong just got like a whole fridge of seltzer, and I will be seltzer timing there every chance I get.
They didn't get a chance. They weren't on the list until they start carrying seltzer.
They were on the list. They were on the list, and like those kids, they're one of the first like actual like full restaurants to be like, oh, seltzer time. Like they post it all the time. It was great, but now they legitimately have like cans of seltzer you can get.
Rad.
So you can go and get like the best chicken wings in the city.
Oh my goodness! I would argue best chicken wings in the area.
Ever, yeah. The best chicken sandwich comes from Mamaru. The best chicken wings come from Simjang.
I gotta say though, that Simjang put up a chicken sandwich picture that gave Mamaru a run for its money.
I know.
And both are delicious. Like
I meant to ask John if he had it. I mean,
completely okay with that competition for flavor.
Oh yeah. I
We
will.
win.
I don't have the heart to go and get the chicken sandwich from Simjang until Mamaru closes for the winter. But then I'll have to go there every Saturday and get it. So
Mamaru is closing for the winter.
as far as I know, yeah. I don't know when, but
Fair. Hey, this is Worcester News. This is a Worcester podcast.
That's what we do.
We gotta know.
breaking news. I hope John is cool with that.
Yeah.
He did it last year, so I'm just going off
I'd be okay if he didn't. I mean,
Dude,
he got a killer trailer.
saying. Be all about it.
So rad. I got kind of involved in this first being an honorary guest, or what do you call them?
You hosted a Seltzer Time.
I hosted a Seltzer Time, and I was way too aggressive about it.
It's one of my favorite ones though.
I was
There's
just
so much heart.
so like mean about it. And looking back, everybody else is happy, and I'm like, this guy's angry about seltzer. What's wrong with him?
You were in the zone. Man,
I
it was secret walls.
It was
and
secret walls. That's what it was. I was full on hype beast.
It was great.
So yeah, and then this. I love this city, and I love what Ricky's doing for the city. So I feel like I had to be a part of it, and I kind of just hounded on him until he let me do it. So not true.
He didn't have to hound that hard.
Yeah. But yeah, so this podcast is really about this city.
Yeah. There's a lot of really awesome things going on in the city of Worcester, and it's pretty obvious. Like, there's a lot of publications coming out of Boston with mentioning Worcester and mentioning Dead Horse and in Birch Tree and stuff like that, which is great, and that's very important. But being a person who lives and works and plays in the city, there are things that, probably will never make it to those like a BuzzFeed article where it's like the top 10 things to do in Worcester. And there's other people that are bringing light to those things, and it's awesome.
Right.
We just kind of want to talk about
Mechanics Hall doesn't need any more advertising. We all know it's awesome, and it's there. There's plenty of other places that need some love.
Exactly. That's kind of like what we want to bring to anybody who listens to this.
Yeah, it always bums me out when you look for like top 10 things to do in Worcester, and it's always like Hanover Theater, Mechanics Hall, like all these places that are really well established, but they don't need any help advertising. Yeah. Ecotarium, they're doing great.
Yeah, like everybody knows that Crompton's awesome. It is. Like, that's a fact.
Yeah.
But you don't need us to tell you that. Everybody already either knows it, or you can read about it in, Boston Magazine or whatever, like random publication is posted about it. So we want to talk about
the other benefits of the Worcester Renaissance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like that term, Worcester Renaissance? Let's start there.
Yeah, kind of. Like, so I grew up in West Boylston, right outside of Worcester. But when I was younger, I never came to the city, ever. You'd go to an Ice Cats game, or I'd go see like the Movie Life play at the Palladium, and that was pretty much it. Never ate in Worcester, never ever hung out. The Greendale Mall was like the most Worcester I would ever go to. Then about 6 years ago, I moved into the city like proper. I was already working at Starbucks, and like I was in Worcester, met a lot of people through the city. And you could see it was kind of cool. Like there was a lot going on, but it still wasn't there yet.
Right.
Finally, I moved in, and you start to find the cool bars and the cool restaurants, and you get to meet the people that work in those establishments. That changed everything for me. It was amazing being like, oh yeah, you can get this, world-class cocktail in the city of Worcester, but nobody's ever going to talk about it.
Right.
Worcester was always like, I don't want to say it was a shithole, but like,
it definitely still battles that mentality though, or that appearance.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm going to Worcester. And my mom would be like, why do you want to go there so bad? So I had to move here.
Dude, so growing up, like I'm from Connecticut, but every once in a while we'd show up at the Palladium to go to like metal and hardcore festival.
Yeah.
That was a trek every year. And there was one year we parked somewhere and we shouldn't have parked there because our car got smashed into.
Yep.
And that's the connotation I had about Worcester. It's a scary place that has a venue for shows, but my car's gonna get broken into.
Yeah, it had a rough reputation for a really long time. And then things started to change. Like Armsy Abbey showed up and brought the whole farm to table aspect, having one of the best draft lists in the world, and having things that nobody could ever touch. Kind of changed everything. Like it made it was now a destination. Even if people only came out here for dinner, they were coming to Worcester.
Now they have a reason to come to this city.
Exactly. And things just kind of expanded from there. You know, the whole like niche group, and now you've got the Fix and Bocado and places where like, oh yeah, you don't want to have craft beer, you're a wine person, like you're gonna go to Bocado. They have an incredible wine selection and tapas and introducing people to things that would never ever make sense for Worcester. Brought in a lot of people and piqued everybody's interest and allowed for the next step, which was, you know, like becoming a foodie, I guess. I never even heard the term foodie until like 3 years ago.
And now we're surrounded by it.
And now they're everywhere, like, which is great. And
that's what I love about this city is how much culture and new restaurants, and like you see a lot more pop-ups, like the Wooden Noodles guys bringing ramen to the people.
Yeah.
Like that's cool, and the city empowers those.
As a person who's never had ramen, I'm going to their pop-up at Sinjong on Sunday. I'm very excited.
Yeah, so I am so pumped for that. I've had ramen. I've had their ramen before, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's all I've ever heard.
Up until that point, I'd only had like the dollar store, or not dollar store, but the cheap ramen in a top ramen.
Yeah, it's like 60 cents.
Oh my God. I thought that's what all ramen was.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. Yeah. So it's like this city is attracting people that now feel that it's viable. Like they can actually have a business here. They can find an audience.
Yeah, now you're having, I mean, the thing we're still kind of lacking is like a shopping experience. I'm not much of a shopper, but I know it's important. The city is walkable. No matter what anybody says, it's a very walkable city. You can walk from, you know, the DCU Center over to the Canal District in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you get to walk past Mechanics Hall, which is a beautiful building. And I know that like that whole Main Street's under construction. Pretty soon it's going to be awesome. North Main is already awesome. Like they put the new sidewalks in, the lights. It looks beautiful. But yeah, the shopping aspect of it, like you've got Sweet Jane's in that North Main side, and then like Grime, little cool things like that. But people have like those kids are from Worcester,
right?
So it's awesome watching them start something where those stores have grown from a little trailer or an idea into an actual place where you can go and buy. You can do all of your Christmas shopping in the city of Worcester for the first time in a really long time.
Yeah,
without
buy
going
actual good gifts. Yeah, you don't have to go to Walmart.
Yeah, it's rad.
Yeah, hell yeah. I like that the businesses that are coming in aren't like your typical low-income businesses. Like you don't see hair wrapping or a nail salon. Like I'm not saying that those businesses aren't needed, but you tend to see those a lot more in areas that are of not making money.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's cool seeing, like over at Sweet Jane's, I don't even know if they have like guy stuff in there. I don't know. I've never been in there, but I love AJ. She's the greatest. And like following their Instagram, which she's very good at, you see like Gucci and Prada and things that I don't really know what they are, but I know that those are like cool things for people to buy.
Right. I recognize the name.
Yeah, they're in like rap songs. So it's cool. It's fun to see, you know, there's a place where you can get like really high fashion things, but also you've got Jess who started Worcester Wears, and you can have really good quality clothing that says Worcester. 10 years ago, I don't think I ever even seen a Worcester shirt in real life. I've never ever seen one unless it was an Ice Cat shirt.
Right.
That was it.
Some other type of branding.
Yeah, nobody was proud to be, or nobody like was waving the flag, I guess you could say.
I can see that.
Yeah, and like everybody from here either left or didn't think it was cool to still be here. Now you've got people coming back. You've got people not leaving.
You got transplants.
People moving into the city who didn't know anything about it before, and they're all wearing Worcester shirts. I mean,
that's the thing that I like, specifically Jess, and we've had conversations, like Jess Walsh and I are transplants. We chose to be here.
Yeah.
We both came from other places and decided that Worcester was where we were going to lay roots. Mm-hmm. And I've maintained that I've not felt connected to a place like I have this city. So to have conversations with people and they're asking, why are we putting Worcester on a t-shirt? Like, why are you questioning? It's an amazing city that we love to be a part of. We getting to champion this to the world.
Exactly.
And now she has this amazing map that shows the entire world with all these pins to all the places like Africa, Europe, Asia, where she sent Worcester shirts to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So now the idea of Worcester is broadening and expanding. I'm not saying that we're going to be the next Brooklyn, but I'm also not saying we can't be.
Yeah. It'd be a cooler version of Brooklyn.
Right? Like our own version of Brooklyn.
Yeah. I mean, there was that NPR article that dropped like 2 weeks ago, saying like, move over Oakland or move over Portland, Worcester's the next it city. And that's cool. And it does feel like that. As a person who's never, I wasn't there. I've never been to Oakland. I've been to Portland, but I didn't go there when it was on the rise. I went there after it was...
As a tourist destination.
Exactly, yeah. Like, people go there now. With Worcester, though, I feel like we're in a little bit of a different situation because everybody I know, everybody my age, right, between 30 and 45 are kind of the people that I see making these things happen. Maybe a little bit older, but, opening your Dead Horse Hill where you now have unbelievable food, unbelievable drinks, everything about that place is awesome. And then they opened Simjang, which is different. It brought Korean style food more prominently to Worcester.
In an area already covered by food.
Exactly. There's so much food, but they did something that really stood out. And I don't know how old Jared is. Probably Jared, you're only 22. But Jared and Sean aren't much older than I am. Maybe 10 years older than me, but you see things like that where it's not just like that old white money opening an Applebee's and stuff like that.
Right.
You're seeing these awesome concepts coming from people who are still young enough to really ride through and maybe they'll open another spot, or maybe they can help a younger person open their own spot. Stuff like that. And the Wooden Noodles guys, they're in their 30s. You just watching young people make things happen is really interesting to me, and I just hope that the younger crowd, kids are now stoked to be going to school in Worcester.
Yeah, it seems like I think one of the things that Worcester has always faced, and the thing that I hope it's kind of making strides towards, is retention. So kids come from all over. We have 9 colleges.
Yeah.
So kids are coming from all over to this city, but we have a problem keeping them here. I feel like now we finally can show them, one, there's opportunity, because there's all types of jobs and careers coming in, but 2, there's culture. There's a reason to stay. It's one thing, you got a job, but you want to go out, you want to have fun, you want to be a person. And now there's no shortage of options with a multitude of new ones coming in.
Yeah.
We have 2 escape rooms,
which is wild.
But I mean, I know it's silly, but that just shows how ranging and unique options are.
Yeah, escape rooms. I mean, there's a baseball team being built, basically where we are sitting right now.
Well, some would argue there was already a baseball team here.
There was. Which is good.
I know.
Shout out to the Worcester Bravehearts because go Coney Island hot dogs. We won. Sorry, Table Talk Pies.
Yeah.
Even as we're sitting in
As
Table
we're
Talk
sitting
Pies.
literally behind Caitlin, she can come back here anytime now.
She's gonna kill me.
But yeah, so the Bravehearts, I love that we have this college team that comes around for a couple months that I could spend $8 and go $10 if I want to sit in the good seats.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you bring your kids or bring, your girlfriend. My girlfriend loves sports, so it was easy to get her to go. But I mean, I have a lot of friends whose girlfriends don't like sports. But if you want to go watch baseball on Friday night, go to the Bravehearts. It's not that expensive.
Right.
You just go. It's good quality baseball. It's a fun atmosphere. There's fireworks on Fridays. The beers aren't $65.
You get to see kids running around the bases or doing silly stuff between the innings.
Yeah.
That's the small time baseball stuff I love.
And that's my favorite part about what the Worcester Red Sox will be. I have really fond memories of going to Ice Cats games. And it was awesome. It was a whole event. I feel and the Railers do a really, really great job at that.
The chuck a puck.
Yeah.
They sucker me in every time.
Every single time. And I can't throw.
Yeah, but I do want to throw things on the ice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're allowing me to do this?
It's the best. Stuff like that. And it becomes more of an event and you want to go to that. as a 31-year-old, I'd rather go to a Railers game on a Friday night than probably go to the bar.
Yeah, facts.
And also, it gets out early enough. You get out at like 9:30. You can still go out.
Right.
Go watch some good hockey. Drink a $4 Bud Light. Watch Tom dance. Like, it's awesome. And there's only more of that coming too. Major League Baseball. Well, minor league baseball will be here, but it's going to be pretty sick having players who have played at Fenway Park playing in the Canal District.
Yeah, and they could be guys that coming back up and through.
Exactly.
Like, I remember when Ortiz got hurt, 4 years ago, and he had to play a week or two at the Paw Sox?
Yep.
They sold out every single one of those games.
Yeah. That's odd. Pedroia was down there this year. Like, you get his MVP. Like, he won an MVP.
Right.
He's won multiple World Series now. It's pretty exciting.
Wasn't he on the cover of one of the video games?
He might have been.
I don't know. Maybe
Probably.
I'm making that up. I'm making that up.
I think maybe if you win the MVP, you get a cover. I'm not a video game guy.
Yeah, I loosely, but not really.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Regardless, it's going to bring a lot of stuff to the city.
Concerts, outdoor concerts.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they're supposed to have like somewhere between like 10 and 15 events, like non-baseball related events. So I'm sure like the 4th of July fireworks or something, along those lines. But yeah, they're supposed to have concerts there, so.
Do you think they stay open through the winter? Like, is there opportunity to do things?
I'm sure there'll be some kind of a, not a function hall, but something like that. Like,
more than likely.
Yeah, you see those conferences that happen at Gillette. There's like a conference room and a restaurant and all that stuff. So
my brain just went to the New Year's, the Winter Classic, and like how rad would it be to see an ice rink out in the middle of the baseball field?
That would be that's like, as a hockey guy, that's my dream.
Yeah.
An outdoor, semi-professional hockey team playing in Worcester. I mean, the park's not going to be big enough for the Bruins, but, I mean, maybe you could get the Railers and somebody to play or something. Who knows?
Or even like they had a cops versus firefighter. What did they call it? Oh my God, they had a great name.
Hoses and holsters or something like that.
It was something like that. It was a real catchy name.
Guns and Hoses.
Guns and Hoses. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that was the best.
So, but even seeing something like that out on an open air ice rink would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Have kids play, have the colleges play, Holy Cross and whoever. I think Worcester State might play. They used to play in Auburn, but I think they're at the new rink now.
Okay.
I think a handful of the local teams now play in the new Worcester Ice Center.
And the Worcester Ice Center is awesome.
The place is awesome. I mean, I wish that was a place when I was younger. We had there was a rink on Hope Ave. I remember going to that. I played in Auburn. I played Spring League. I feel like there was another rink too in Worcester. But yeah, having a brand new facility with 2 rinks, Steam Energy Cafe is in there. Coffee's sick. There's a pizza spot in there now. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
wild.
That just goes to show you there's literally something coming in every single week.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So yeah, that's kind of why we're in love with this city and what we're doing right now. Where do you see this podcast going?
I mean, definitely have some guests come on. People that are doing some interesting things that are, not getting the love and the FaceTime that a lot of other people are getting. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping we were able to bring some light to that.
Shout out the underdogs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That'd be sick.
We would consider that, I don't know, mission success if we can get even just one person.
Yeah.
Shine a big old spotlight on them.
Exactly. I mean, right now we're sitting at Tabletop Pies because they're super, super nice and let us use their back room. But eventually we'd like to do this from Technocopia, which is basically like a room full of people exactly like we just mentioned.
Yeah, really.
Doing rad stuff. I mean, you're a part of it.
I am, yeah. I got sucked into that. So that's actually how I kind of decided to stay in this city. I was at a party with a mutual friend of ours, Mike. Shout out to Mike D'Angelo.
Oh, Mike D.
And I didn't really care for many of the people at the party, so I sat in the corner and talked to Mike for a minute, and he talked my ear off. I think he was at the shop at that point. He wasn't even at Technocopia.
Oh, wow.
But I met him that night, and we kind of stayed loose friends for a couple years, just like watching each other on social media. But then I saw an opportunity to go check out Technocopia, and I originally gone for the tools. I need to use the vinyl cutter and the laser cutter and all that stuff. But what I soon found out is that the tools are only half the story. Like the people there, like you're bringing up, they're the reason I stick around.
Yeah.
I get so inspired walking into that space. People are working on so many different things, and they have such a wide array of things they're good at, specialties or whatever.
Yeah.
You have woodworkers, metalworkers, dudes like Mike that can weld, and then you have other guys that screen print, and kind of, it doesn't seem like there'd be commonality, but there's so much overlap that it's a really inspiring place to be.
Yeah. I remember, working with Mike for the last few years and not ever knowing exactly what Technocopia was, but hearing about it every day. And, I'd follow him on Instagram and see a couple things here and there. Eventually, one day, he texted me. He's like, dude, come down. I'm at the shop. It was like a Saturday afternoon. Me and my buddy Sam were just finishing up brunch. So I was like, let's go. Let's go check it out. Let's see what the heck happens in this place that Mike D basically lives at.
Yeah.
He's there all the time.
Sleeps on our couch. He does. He lives
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I know. So we get there. Actually, I think I did a Seltzer Time from there.
Heck yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I had no idea what I was walking into. And to walk into a room, that building alone has so much going on inside of it. But to walk into that room and see, like you're saying, there's welding spots and there's like a giant vinyl plotter and all this crazy stuff, glass blowing, I think, maybe
Yeah,
just started.
Glass shop. Yeah.
After that, and there's a dude doing puppets for the Hanover. Like,
That's
just
Kevin. Yeah, he's
all
a maniac.
kinds of stuff. Like, it was awesome. It super inspired me, and I can't make anything. Like, I can make Instagram videos of me opening cans of water, and that's it.
See, I would argue that, and that's, not to get in a fight on our first show, but the whole point behind Technocopia is to show that anybody can make things with a little bit of effort. And like our whole process, we kind of simplify it to a point where it only uses one open source program. So with a little bit of time and understanding that one open source program, you can now run the laser cutter, the vinyl cutter, in theory, the router with the help for another program. But the idea is to empower people. That like anybody can make things. We're all human. We all have these awesome computers in our heads that can understand and do things. Yeah, I don't know.
That's rad.
So, but that's like, I get stoked. I get super, super stoked and excited when somebody comes in and they realize they now have the power to make window decals,
Yeah.
or to print their own t-shirt. Like, once you click that little knowledge button in somebody's head, like, I get super, I don't know, I get all like, I feel good about myself.
Dude.
It feels like I've shared something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
right after that, like, okay, I feel it. That's awesome.
So yeah, so
What else? What else should we? What don't you like in the last like week in Worcester? What's been like one thing that you're not super stoked about?
that's a great question. So one thing that I'm not super stoked about that I've seen, I hate to sit here and bitch about it because it needs to happen, but all the construction has really been
No, yeah.
just bumming me out. And like, I know they're racing against the clock and those dudes got to do it before the snow, which happened today.
Yeah.
But it has made so many streets just so difficult. And then all summer we've been like out on our street. We've been a kind of repository for, they were doing some kind of like separation or some digging. So they were leaving giant piles of dirt up and down our street all summer.
Oh.
So essentially turned our two-way street into a one-way. It was cool. I got rid of some dirt in their
There you go.
piles for it. So it was a fair trade. But like, I don't know. So it's needed, but it's also really frustrating.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt to deal with.
Feel you.
Do you have something?
Yeah. So there's been a lot of meetings about the Kelly Square, like how to redesign Kelly Square, which is great. Like it's been a thing that probably should have happened 100 years ago, and it hasn't. It's rad going through Kelly Square and knowing that there's really no right or wrong way to do it except hitting your brakes. But having people that are from the city that weren't always stoked about being from Worcester now complain about the fact that they're changing Kelly Square, I don't know how to like smile and nod anymore about it because it drives me crazy. Like,
So you're in favor of fixing it?
well, I mean, you have to. You can't put a 10,000 seat
Right.
ballpark down here. Bad enough, like, and it's cool. It's rad. It's an interesting thing to navigate through. But now this is becoming almost the hub of the city in entertainment wise. You have a lot of bars, restaurants, the Crompton building. They're putting the Harding Green project in Kelly Square, basically.
Yeah.
That a lot of people come from, Boston and Providence to go to that section, to go shop at Crompton and go eat at Birch Tree, go drink at the dive bar, stuff like that. And there's no way for them to easily get to it.
Right. And right now there's no place for them to park.
There's zero parking besides like that one lot.
Yeah, you got to go back across there and walk.
Yeah, which that's going to be a baseball field, so you'll be parking on home plate. But I get not like, wanting to keep Worcester weird and stuff like that. It's awesome. There's still plenty of people that are going to stay just as weird as they were before.
Yeah, Millie's still around.
Yeah, like Millie. Yeah, it'll be safer for Millie to walk around Kelly Square.
Yeah,
those bracelets will never go away.
Yeah, facts. So facts. But that's I completely agree with you. I think it's silly that we have this 5-way intersection with just stop signs that everybody loves to have, but like
they complain about.
It was like 270 accidents in 5 years.
It's crazy. Like,
granted, they're all low, slow impacts, but still, that's a lot for one spot.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of like goes back to the people always want to like complain about something. They complain that there's nothing to do. A hockey team comes to town. They go for a couple games, then attendance slows down. So obviously that's going to happen, but you wanted something to do.
Right.
You complain about the same restaurants. New restaurants open all the time. Go to them. Because you're not. Like, you can go to places. Where are all these people that were so upset that they had to go to the same 3 spots all the time? You want something else to do. The Red Sox are coming to Worcester. But that's become the thing to fight about. People fight about the name. They fight about the fact that it's going down Kelly Square. They complain about anything you can possibly complain about. They complain about. But all they're doing is contradicting what they said a week ago.
Right.
Where it was like, oh, there's nothing to do here. There's plenty to do here.
I think you just like being a contrarian.
Yeah, that's it. It's all
Get stoked.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Just ride with it.
Yeah, and even still, like, so if something bad comes in, then we can fix it then. Like, you don't know if it's bad. You haven't experienced it yet.
Exactly.
I can't wait for the time that I get to drive through Kelly Square without holding my butthole super tight, thinking that I'm going to get through.
Dude, seriously.
Unscathed.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Like, so I've only been in this, I've lived in the city about 5 years. Maybe 6. Up until, say, a year and a half ago, I would make it a point to completely avoid Kelly Square.
Yeah.
I would go out of my way and like these ass backwards way around the city just to avoid that one spot.
Yeah, I never ever drive through there. I mean, when I used to work in Southbridge.
Okay.
So I'd leave Shrewsbury Street, come down to Birch Street, get a coffee and a sandwich. I'd go through Kelly Square to get up on the 290, and I'd go pretty early. It was like 7:15-ish, 7:30, so it wasn't that bad. During the day, I never go through there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't really have to that much. I mean, I leave the dive, I get to go the other way. Like, I don't really have to go through Kelly Square as much as I probably should. But it's going to make life a lot easier when it's fixed.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Leaving here, I will probably go back up and around so I can avoid Kelly Square.
Yeah.
Even though Kelly Square would take 5 minutes to my house, I will totally go the 10-15 minute
Really?
route, just to save sanity.
All right.
But I'm a bitch like that. What can I say? No, it's more that I'm like, I get so frustrated and like, I know I'm confident in my abilities, but I'm so not confident in everybody else's.
Yeah, I mean, that's driving as a whole, though, too.
Yo, facts.
Like, so, yeah, I feel you.
Wah, Kelly Square.
Every week we'll just complain about something. We'll pick one thing and be like, you know what?
But we're not complaining about Kelly Square.
No.
I'm complaining about the people that
Complain about it being a disaster?
like, why do we need a bumper sticker that says this car survived Kelly Square? Like, yeah, I know it's cool.
I wonder if
Why is it cool?
I wonder if they're the people who are mad. They're like, I already have this sticker on my car, and now it's fixed, and now it makes no sense.
Do you know how hard it is going to be to get that sticker off?
Yeah.
I need to buy Google on.
It's a whole thing.
This show now sponsored by Google on. Just kidding. Give us that Google money.
Yeah, right? There we go. Let's talk about all right, so what's one thing you are very excited about right now in the city?
So the thing, shameless self-promotion.
Okay.
The thing that I'm most stoked about in this city right now is the launch of the new brand, the Hustle and Work brand, which is now being carried at Worcester Wares. And I love Worcester Wares, and I love seeing now that they're getting a whole breadth of new designs coming in for the holidays. Small Business Saturday happens next Saturday, so they're going to release a whole bunch of new stuff that they've been sitting on. They've just been sitting in the back closet. We've been getting stoked. We can't wait to show people. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm pretty stoked for just the holidays. The holidays, I love seeing the wreaths go up already. The DPW guys have been busting their ass getting that stuff done.
The Christmas tree
Is it up?
little thing. Like, you know, the Christmas, like Al's Christmas trees.
Okay.
That opens, I think, next Friday?
Yeah,
I think it's next Friday, yeah.
Yeah, the Friday after Thanksgiving usually when that guy opens up.
Yep. Now we've got...
Dude, up until...
trees.
So, random aside, I had never bought a Christmas tree from some place that wasn't a farm.
Okay.
Like, growing up, I'm from rural Connecticut, so like we always went to a farm.
Yeah.
My first year in Worcester, my now wife, my girlfriend and I went to go get a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And she took me to Al's place in the parking lot. And I'm like, this isn't where you get a Christmas tree. She's like, what do you mean? And the guy, we picked some tiny little Christmas tree. He like, the He-Man one-hands it on top of our car.
Yes.
It was the fastest thing. Like, I think we picked the tree in 10 minutes and we're
Really?
out. I don't want to go anywhere else now. It's so
That's
streamlined.
awesome. There you go. I
Never bought a fake one.
I don't even know. So, yeah, when I was little, we had a real one. And then for probably like 20 years, my parents had this fake one. My mom loved it. My dad's like, yeah, whatever makes you happy, do your thing. And it was still cool. Like, it's still a tree. It's rad. All of a sudden, my mom just, got this bug and wanted a real tree like 3 years ago. And I was like, oh, go to Al's. It's down the street from my apartment. I could literally get it and bring it to you. And she was like, yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll come out on Saturday. I'm like, all right, sweet. And then she'd go and pick it up from some random place. And it was never like the coolest tree. It was still rad and it smelled nice. But it's like, dude, you can buy a Christmas tree in Kelly Square.
Right.
Who ever thought that was going to be possible?
But that's the beauty of it. And it goes back to that whole walking city mentality. Like, we are a walking city. I know we have a whole load of cars going through, and it's kind of sketchy in areas, but as we continue to progress and these new businesses come in, like, that's the thing I'm stoked to see. I want to see dedicated walking lanes and dedicated bike lanes. I want to see more cyclists.
Yep.
I give the Woo Rides dudes tons of credit for taking that pedicab up and down the hills of Worcester.
It's crazy.
Those dudes are beast mode.
Yeah, they fly by the dive bar all summer long. I'm just like, dude, I'd probably like need a nap after just getting onto the bike, which is probably not good. I probably should start riding a bike more.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're dragging people along, and it's awesome.
So yeah, I get stoked to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What are you excited to see in the city?
What am I excited about? I'm really excited about the wooden noodles thing. I like the pop-up idea. I met Joe from Glazy Susan last week. Super nice guy. Haven't made it to a pop-up yet, but I will. So I was really excited about that and the wooden noodles thing and stuff like that. Just because they don't have a brick and mortar store where you can go and get that stuff, or a restaurant. Other places are allowing them spots to do it. Acoustic Java, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I love.
Java's been fantastic.
Yeah, collaboration stuff. I love the idea of collaboration.
And they're smart because they don't actually have a food offering, or the food offering they have is super limited. So why not have these food purveyors come in? Glazy Susan.
Yeah.
That makes top-notch donuts, like fresh-made donuts. You can't get that from. They're 10 times better than anything you're gonna get from Dunks.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure.
But that's just the way it is. And you're talking about volume versus quality.
Yeah.
But organizations like the Worcester Regional Food Hub can now provide opportunity where they're cooking in a real kitchen. And I know for a fact those guys are trying to find a way into this city. They're super interested in this new marketplace that's going up, and I can only see more opportunity coming from that. More opportunity for food guys to figure out that, the mom's recipe that they've been sitting on for 30 years that everybody loses their mind every time they bring it to a picnic.
Yeah.
That's a moneymaker.
Yeah.
And now you can figure out how to do it legally and how to do it legitimately.
Yep.
Super stoked on that.
Yeah. I love watching collaboration stuff's always been interesting to me. Like the Dive and Mamaru kind of working together where you can bring
perfect example.
Right? Like you can bring food to the Dive Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's a Mamaru night. You're not allowed to bring in outside food. He's got incredible food. You have an actual chef in a food truck in a beer garden.
Yeah.
That's nuts. It blows my mind just thinking about it. So the idea of, I wish other restaurants would do that, where you would have, maybe I understand restaurant, it's kind of hard for a restaurant to collaborate with another restaurant, but even look at today, Table Talk and Rocco's Donuts collaborated.
Yeah.
They both make, dessert type things, but nobody's stepping on anybody's toes. It's interesting. Everybody loves Rocco's Donuts. They have a line out the door every day they're open. It's crazy. everybody loves Table Talk Pie. It's been here forever.
It's a goddamn institution.
Yeah, you put those together. It's like, dude, duh. Like, why would you not do that?
Yeah.
Coney Island, like the Coney Island hot dog, like birthday party thing they did back in September. Unbelievable. Table Talk was there. Ben and Jerry's was there. Like Wormtown collaborates a lot. This summer there was the Summer at 72 block party.
Yeah, that was super fun.
That was awesome. Like, you had a dunk tank, so you had like cool people from Worcester. What's up? I was the first one in the dunk tank. Getting dunked from the city of Worcester. Like, people in the city were coming up and throwing baseballs and dunking people that they see every day.
Right.
You know, city officials, restaurant, bartenders.
Where'd that money go? Did that get donated?
I forget exactly where it went. Oh, it went to was it a creative hub?
That's right.
Thing? I think it was.
I think so.
So, yeah, that's awesome. The creative hub's gonna be sick too. That's rad. But you had Wormtown, Volturno, and Simjong collaborating together to make that happen.
Yeah, go out.
That's rad.
It was super, super fun.
Yeah.
It was just a fun day to be a part of it.
It was so sick.
Powwow was there, and they had their car, and people can draw on the car.
Yeah.
There was tons of people there, too. I was there, I want to say it closed at 8. I was there till like 7:30, and there were still heads in the beer garden.
I left at 6:30. I usually go to my parents' house for dinner on Sundays. Now it was on a Sunday. So I was like, oh, I'll do the dunk tank thing, but can I do it early? I'm going to go to my parents later. But I ended up having way too much fun. Got wicked sunburn. I'm sure like the amount of Wormtown that I was drinking probably didn't help me want to leave.
Yeah.
But I was there for hours as opposed to like, oh, I'll be there for like, a couple hours. I'll probably leave at 1:30. And then it was, 6:30, something like that, 7 o'clock. And I'm like, I gotta go.
Missed dinner?
Yeah. It happens. My mom knows. Sorry for partying. Like,
yeah.
There's not much I can do about it. It just, yeah, you can't put me in a situation like that and expect me to go home.
How did Sorry for Partying come up? I noticed that you've been slamming that hard.
Yeah, I don't exactly remember where it came from. It probably came from like the severe lack of sleep that I would give myself, the amount of people I would see in a night where it's like, oh, let's go to the dive bar. We're only gonna stay for a second. And then I'd be there for like 6 hours. And you see everybody. You don't have to be drinking the whole time. It's just, you see so many people.
Sure.
Or you go to dinner at a place and then the bartender there and then they start talking. And it was always funny going out with friends who weren't a part of that world. Like the industry, the bartender industry.
Okay.
You go to a restaurant and you automatically know most of the servers because you poured them beers the night before. You almost always know the bartenders, sometimes the chefs, stuff like that. So you're getting, sent out a dessert that you didn't order or an appetizer or something like that. And it's like, you're so cool. It's like, not really. We all know each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you get to meet
I did
these
this
people.
last night for a beer.
Yeah, like, we'll do a shot of Fernet. Like, something, just this little tiny thing. Because you know what they just went through, you know? You know that they just worked an 8-hour, 9-hour, 14-hour shift doing the exact same thing. Like, a little shot of Fernet just made their entire night. So the Sorry for Partying thing would be, I would go to work in the morning. I was the only one that worked where I worked that had, like, a night job.
Oh, okay.
So I would go to work and at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning, but I had just left the dive, like, 5 hours before that, closing it down. So I'd get there, still be in a great mood, just like slam my coffee, living the dream. And then I'd be like telling Emily about my night. She was like, oh, what happened last night? I'm like, oh, like, it was awesome. I fell in love like 50 times and this happened and this happened and this happened. And then she, like, the look on her face was just like mortified. And I was like, yo, sorry for partying. Like, and it wasn't even partying, I was just working.
Right.
And it kind of just became this thing where I was like, oh, it's really funny to say. It's even funnier if you're not partying.
Oh, I see. Like if you're in the middle of studying or something.
Yeah, or like, oh, I just bought 45 cases of seltzer. Sorry for partying. Like, you can use it for literally anything. It's awesome.
Is it funnier if it isn't actually partying? Like
every single
crushing
time.
books at the library. Sorry for partying.
Every time.
It's quality.
It's the best. But yeah, so that and no thanks, I'm driving is my other favorite thing to say.
No thanks, I'm driving?
Yeah, it's like I heard this joke one time. This dude was like, yeah, I'm sitting in a doctor's office, and the doctor like asked me if I needed more, like another shot of whatever or something. I forgot the actual joke. I'm really bad at jokes. So the dude who was like telling a joke, he's like, oh yeah, so I look at the doctor and I'm like, oh, no thanks, I'm driving. And it's funnier, it's kind of like the sorry for partying thing, where it's like, dude, are you excited it's going to snow out tonight? No thanks, I'm driving. Like, it doesn't actually make any sense at all.
You want a slice of pizza?
No thanks, I'm driving.
I'm driving.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fun.
And it's kind of just been like my opposite of sorry for partying, where it's like, yeah, dude, it was awesome. Like, oh, sorry for partying. It's like, nah, no thanks, I'm driving. Like, I don't know. It's kind of stupid if you really think about it.
So you can't think about it. You just got to say it.
You just got to say it, yeah. It's way funnier that way. Don't think about anything.
Yeah. I call my wife Buddha Cheetah because of some stupid web comic or some web cartoon that I just happened to find a girl that's the exact same age as me. I'm a month older than her. So like all of my cultural references, like we looked at the internet, they're on the same time.
Yeah.
Found Homestar Runner, this stupid like online cartoon. And this character calls, hey Buddha Cheetah, you looking hot tonight. I said it to her just because she knows about it. I think the only two we're the only two people that really catch this reference.
Yeah.
I say it all the time, and people are like, did you just call her Buddha? Like, yes, but I'm not saying she's fat. She's clearly not fat. Like, yeah, I love that stuff. I love like where it doesn't really make any sense. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like having an inside joke, but with everybody. Like, you guys are obviously married, and you have like your inside joke is that.
Right.
My inside joke with everybody outside of Seltzer Time.
I was gonna say, is Seltzer Time?
It was like, so the handle's Seltzer Time Official, which makes it sound like I think a lot of people think that it's a polar.
So
like,
I definitely thought you were polar.
Most people do, which I'm not.
Polar even thinks he's polar sometimes.
Yeah, probably, yeah. A lot of times I'm posting about polar things before both polars posting about them. But the official part just came because I couldn't get the Seltzer Time Instagram. I don't know why.
Does somebody else have Seltzer Time?
But there's no post on it. Honestly, it could have even been me back when this first started, and I just don't remember.
You don't remember the password. You don't remember what email.
Yeah. Like, sorry for partying. So
nice.
I did Seltzer Time Official. Excuse me, which sounds really funny if you think about it. Like, who in their right mind? It's not, because you know how you'll see like an athlete where it's like Tom Brady official or whatever, or like a clothing company will add official because there's already a fan that's made a fake account. There's no fans that made a fake Seltzer Time account. Yeah, I don't think. There probably is now.
There's gotta be.
Probably. But yeah, so I just added the official to it, and it became, it's kind of like an ongoing inside joke. Like, anybody who uses like hashtag Seltzer Time in their thing, I feel like I'm having an inside joke with them, even if it's somebody I don't know that well.
Right.
So yeah, sorry for partying is kind of the same way.
I definitely saw somebody on the feed today, Jack, Seltzer Time, and tried to do it with a Schweppes.
Mike D.
That's what it was. It was Mike D.
Mike D.
Yeah, doing it with a
Seltzer Time unofficial. That son of a bitch. I saw it last night when I was at work, and I was like, I'm gonna get him. We live to aggravate each other. Mostly me aggravating him and him making sure that nothing bad happens to me. Like, he's kind of like my mom, but not
like an older brother with nipple piercings.
Exactly. He slept, so a lot of times we'll close the dive really late. Him and I will go to breakfast at the Boulevard, and then we'll go to my house and like we'll have a couple beers. So there's been a million Sunday mornings where my roommates have woken up to Mike D sleeping on my couch. But the best part about it is like my roommate Dan will go to the dive the following week, and Mike will be like, "Can I see your ID?" And he's like, "Dude, you're sleeping on my couch." So he's like, "Oh, dude, you're good. Never mind." Like, it's my favorite thing ever. So many nights Mike D has taken me home to my own apartment and put me to bed because we've partied too hard.
Sorry.
I'm not even sorry about that.
Not even sorry.
He's welcome. He knows.
So we're sitting in about 50 minutes. It's probably comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels good for a first one.
Yeah. I was into it. Hope somebody else was.
Yeah. If you guys found this on the internet, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Hit us with any. If you have any ideas of who you'd want us to talk to, let us know.
Yeah. Follow Seltzer Time Official on Instagram at Seltzer Time Official.
Yeah.
DM Ricky your ideas or your
slide in.
Yes, Seltzer Time. Come on, shoot yourself. You can get into the story.
Practice the one hand.
It's not as easy as it looks. The dude makes it look so easy.
I mean, it helps if you don't work out. I'm not very strong, so I'll never crush the can.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Too delicate with.
Yeah, you gotta have the right amount. Like, eat a lot of pizza, drink a lot of seltzer, and just kind of hope for the best when you hold it out. we shot like a promo video thingy a couple weeks ago for the Path to Polar Park.
Yeah.
And all of
So
us tried to do this giant Seltzer Time, and I'm standing on like a milk crate thing behind the bar. I wasn't working, but I'm like standing behind the bar, like on this milk crate thing, and I've opened seltzers 1,000 times with one hand. Everybody's going to do it. I hold my can out, and as I pull up the tab slipped, and it just didn't open, and I was like, no! So I had to go into the two-hand. I was a little upset with myself, but you only have one take, you know? Never waste a seltzer. Just open it. If you don't
get it with the one hand, it's okay. You're forgiven. Just make sure you open it.
Yeah, everybody started out on training wheels. You know, you don't just jump into whipping a
You can't just swing into the one arm.
No, it happens. You know, we'll get you there. I should teach like classes.
Oh my God, could you
Technicopia.
imagine?
I'm gonna get my own spot at Technicopia. Just boom.
2-hour class. You just sit there and practice can after
Yeah.
can. You have to start with Coca-Cola before you work up to
Ooh,
Cola.
I don't know about that.
Or start with I don't know. What's a good tester can?
I mean, LaCroix's garbage, so we could use LaCroix and just throw it out.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't want to like waste stuff.
That's still wasteful.
I feel like we should use Polar.
Are the mini cans easier than the tall boys?
Not really, because it's the same. I think it's the same like circumference on the top. It's obviously just not as tall, so you still kind of have to have the same like
Grip.
yeah. It's almost like, I mean, I also can't throw a baseball very well, but I feel like it's like having a grip on a baseball.
So, with the very limited baseball knowledge, it looks kind of like a split finger grip,
Okay.
potentially a fastball grip. So yeah,
I'll take
I
that.
think you're pretty much on point.
Yeah, we good. But yeah, so hit us with those Seltzer Times.
Thanks for listening, and
Sorry for partying.
yeah, talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.